Stephen Jules Radio Show. Alright. Hello, Wisdomers. I'm back. Hope you are well right now. Sure feels good to be here. Live on Wisdom. We're going to talk about today inflation in Australia. Yes, I think that it's definitely had a huge impact in the world today, especially all around the wide world with the pandemic and the cost of living crisis too. That has made sort of life difficult for us because our essential services have become a thing for us that we need every day as an essential service, like, utilities, gas, water, electricity. It's the thing is with essential services, right? I find that we do need more help going forward. We need more more help in understanding that people are struggling out there in Australia at the moment. And it's been like this for the last 2 years now. I hope they can get inflation to 2 to 3%. I'll definitely keep you updated on inflation as well. Yeah, but for me, it's one of those issues where, it needs to be addressed, and needs to be addressed as soon as possible. I believe that the economy now is failing. We're coming up to Christmas now, Christmas time. Christmas is usually supposed to be a time of the year where we get together and enjoy luxury items as well, and enjoy getting out and about and away from the big bad world. My coffee. Yeah, just getting away from the big bad world, and if people don't have the money to spend on retail items, then unfortunately it's like, well, retail just goes broke. So what I can see now with the cash rate target for inflation today, It's 4.35%. The next update from the Reserve Bank of Australia is 2:30 p.m. on the 6th of February 2024. Is now, if they can get the inflation down to 2 to 3%, that'll be so much easier for Australians, especially on essential items and goods, where basically your wages is virtually useless in inflation. I think we've got to look at it like this, where inflation has always been around. It's been around for years. Even before I was born, inflation was here. It's but if we get too much greedy governments out there only spending money on climate change and global warming, then sooner or later it's going to put small businesses out of business. Just think about that. Where are we going to be without small businesses? Think about that. Where are we going to be without your favourite coffee shop, takeaway shop, when they're gone? That's what I want to know. It's like this morning I did my chakra meditation. I thought I would get up before I hop on here and work on my chakras, and just to have peace and being gentle on yourself as well it's very important during a tough economic crisis where people get laid off their jobs because of mass migration, and they'd rather pay immigrants cheaper wages, which is very un-Australian, but they take advantage of people who have arrived in Australia or US or wherever illegally, and pay them cheap wages because the boss out there is just using them as a guinea pig for them to make money off you. But that's economics. Supply and demand is one. Apparently, that is another issue causing inflation. Supply and demand, yes, I agree. It is something that we've got to address. Supply and demand. There's nothing that you can do with it. But you can only acknowledge it, and then I guess just move on. I believe that there's so much information out there in the media, right? Bombarding us 24/7, 7 days a week about the latest and greatest products. But it's all up to what you decide to do and what you decide to want. There's so many different resources out there on the topic of inflation. Forbes, whether it's Forbes, The Economist, but really they're saying the same thing that I'm trying to tell you guys, because it affects everyone, even professionals out there. Even my doctor, psychologists are feeling the effects of the cost of living crisis. Them too are feeling it as well. And that's why in Australia, GPs there are some that will not bulk bill anymore because Medicare is not keeping up with the cost of living and inflation, which is very sad. Um, I'm someone that will always support Medicare, but sooner or later, I think the government hospitals will start split billing people and charging you for the visit. Such is life, you know. If the government, Anthony Albanese, made all these promises, oh yeah, it was going to be cheaper to go to the doctor, well, why are our doctors stop cutting and not wanting to bulk bill anymore? Ask him that question. See what his response will be. Um, Now, I do find that bulk billing has helped me quite a lot, and a lot of Australians with disabilities, especially. I know doctors will still bulk bill people, you know, with certain medical conditions, and that's wonderful. But this is the health system in Australia. I kept hearing for years that we could be the United States. The answer is no. We will not end up like the US health system to rely on a private health insurance. But it's quite sad that Medicare is not keeping up with inflation. Um, I mean, shame on you. Shame on you. The mental health care crisis that we've suffered all over the world, especially from COVID-19, uh, has, yeah, really hurt a lot of families and a lot of people out there. Government departments, my aged care, the NDIS, Veteran Affairs, not pulling their weight. We've got a huge backlog of claims to make. And it seems that, you know, I really get fed up. It really starts to piss me off when government departments don't do what they do what they tell you. Do what they promised you as well. But this is what we live in. This is Australia. But speaking about that, the state government, Chris Minns, wants to tear up Moore Park Golf Course. The golf course in Sydney now. Hang on a sec. People want to get out and play golf, alright? And yet the state government wants to tear it up and make it a 9-hole golf course to build more houses. Now, people need social activities to play golf. I mean, it's good. You're getting out, you're walking, you're in the fresh air, you you you're doing something. Now, some people they need golf in their life, but yet Chris Mins wants to say no, we're going to tear it up, and for what? Why? What's the reason to get rid of a golf course for Australians who need golf in their life? And just to say, oh yeah, we're going to build more houses. For fuck's sakes, I'm sick of hearing about this Brittany Higgins and Liam and uh, thing all the time, every day, every single day. You just keep hearing about it. I'm fed up with it as well. Just going to ignore it. Um, that's our media that we have. You just you just keep hearing about it, and it's just like starting to piss me off as well. That's uh, that's the media in Australia. But for me now, it's I like to keep up to date with what's going on. Um, yeah, we want to get the cost of living crisis back to 2 to 3% inflation. Well, things were better before because it's really not fair that uh, it's one of the most important things that we can have. For me, I think that we have to start asking questions to the politicians and asking that, hey, you need to wake up and start doing your job. Because, and stop this cancel culture stuff and this cancel culture drama going on. Because I really am sick of it, you know. I really am sick of it. Um, it's gone on for far too long, okay? And it has really just, yeah, it just gets very annoying. Um, I believe that we have to understand that for what we have as well and what we've got to do is very important. Um, yeah, it's just the life that we just gotta put up with. I think. I believe that we need to, you know, look at different ways to, yeah, understand that things need to change as well. Because I've said it before, right? Really said it before. I am fed up. Okay, I'm fed up, sick and tired of not getting a decent service that I'm promised. All right, and being told a bunch of lies about what's causing inflation in Australia. Um, so I think that it's a thing where we need to, yeah, just understand. Well, streaming services out there, especially Spotify, laying off workers. Um, and why? For me, I'm just sick and tired of tech giants out there wanting to, um, they just want control over you and power. You know, and the reasons that, yeah, that we've got to start waking up to ourselves and getting our questions answered. This is what inflation does. Supply and demand, yes, I agree. But now it's just gone on for far too long. Far too long. Um, but now for me, it's just about yeah, it's just about making those right decisions in your life. Okay, I think that we need to see more more changes right now. Speaking of that, Virgin Airlines is having problems as well. With customers pissed off. You know, because right now the news media's bitching and whining about a heat wave going to happen and this. We've had heat waves for years. And then they say that, it's climate change causing the heat wave problem. Well, it's just political shit that they're talking about. It doesn't seem to be climate change to me. It, in my view, it seems to be just political bullshit as well. Again, this is the lies that you get given. It's like airfares in Australia, okay. They jack the prices up for domestic flights here. And, it's no wonder why people can't afford the airfares. Well, it's going to put the whole airline industry broke and out of business. Having my morning coffee and wisdom. So that's what's happened in Australia today. That's all from me for today, guys. It's always wonderful to podcast here on Wisdom. I love this community. Please like, share, subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show. Turn on your notifications. I publish new podcasts every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Bye for now.